We did everything we could in the gym, tried everything, hyperbaric chambers, hot colds, all different types of therapies and stuff, and Sean Duggan, the physio, was incredible. Obviously it's not an injury which is common. It just takes time for the nerve to grow and it to come back. I think it was the 31st of December was the first time there was any sign of life at all. And then from there it got better, and we pushed it hard. Some of the things we were doing in the gym in that time, jumping onto boxes and stuff when I still couldn't lift my foot fully, was interesting. But I wouldn't say I got too down about it. I think I'm in a fortunate position that if I hadn't got back from it, it's not the nicest way that you'd want your season to go and finish, because the season started well. I started the first few games of the season, we had some good results. But I'm in a fortunate position that what's happened before that, I can be thankful. I've been very fortunate for the career I've had up to this point, but I still want to contribute to Brighton. I feel I can contribute to Brighton and the club moving forward, and it was a determination to get back and try and contribute and help the manager and help the club move forward, and hopefully have a more positive season this time around.
Did you go to some quite dark places at all during that period?
I wouldn't say dark, I would say frustrated times. I think there was times where you'd maybe get to 5 or 6 weeks where you'd work constantly and I'd need a break for 2 or 3 days just to change of scenery, just to help with that, and then regain the focus and keep the intensity up. But I wouldn't say I got too down about it. I think I'm in a fortunate position that if I hadn't got back from it, it's not the nicest way that you'd want your season to go and finish, because the season started well. I started the first few games of the season, we had some good results.
You're just 16 appearances away from eclipsing Gareth Barry's record of the most Premier League appearances. What do you feel about that?
If it's something I'll get, then great. But for me, to be honest, I just want to, like I say, my focus is contributing on the field. I want to be fit as much as I can, be on the training field around this squad of players as much as I can. The squad of players we've got at the club and the young manager, incredible potential, incredible ability already. And I just want to help those guys as much as I can and push. I like being in the middle on the training field with someone like Carlos Baliba, whose potential's through the roof, so much ability, and if I can keep pushing him and the boys around him and all the signings that the club have proven in the past, what an incredible the record they have of the players they bring in, and then it's down to the likes of Dunkey, myself, Danny Welbeck, Jason Steele, these sorts of guys to help improve these guys and push them on and be very successful for Brighton and help those players improve as quickly as possible.
What's your secret, James, to your longevity as a player?
I don't think there's any one thing. I think you need a lot of luck. Obviously, I hadn't had too much of that with injuries in the last year. It was a freakish thing, but maybe because I'd been fortunate before that, maybe that was just even out a bit. But I think you have to just adapt and take, use as much as you can of the facilities we have, the staff. I mean, you look at the difference in facilities you have and the members of staff there from when I first started playing. You'd maybe have a couple of physios and maybe one sports scientist, and now we've got masseurs, we've got nutritionists, we've got people monitoring sleep and more masseurs and things to help you get over training. I've played 24 seasons in the Premier League and see what happens after that. I think I definitely need a little break.
As a team, what are the objectives next season?
I think you always want to improve year on year, so obviously it'd be to improve on that points total, improve on that league position. I think the injuries did impact us. I don't think it was ever used once as an excuse. I don't think I've heard anyone talk about it, but if you look at the data, it was a difficult season for us. I probably contributed a lot to that, but there was a lot of other boys obviously who had difficulties as well, probably cost us a few league positions as well. Like the manager's had another season under his belt as well, so he'll have taken a lot from being in the Premier League last season, and I think we're in a good place at this point in pre-season.
Obviously football and Liverpool are still coming to terms with the loss of Diego Jota. You were a teammate of his for 2.5 years. It must be a very difficult time for you. Would you be able to describe some of the emotions that you've gone through?
As a player, he was incredible, finisher, so clever, the positions he got into, how he used his body. I love watching the guy as a player and training with him, but as a guy, he's more important than as a player, obviously. Incredible guy, someone you could put in any corner of the dressing room. People loved him. You know, me and him had so many fun days together, winding each other up. He's such a stubborn guy like myself, he was, and you know, we had so much fun together, and you know, amazing family man, and just someone you wanted to be around. And you know, he'll be missed by everyone. He was a truly amazing player, even better guy, unbelievable guy to be around.